Welcome to Halifax and inside the Scotia Bank Center for National Basketball League of Canada action. It's the Halifax Hurricanes versus the KW Titans. Tonight, both of these teams come into the contest 2-2, and it should be a good one, Matt. Vince Williams on hand, Matt Elliott courtside here at Scotia Bank Center. Like I've said at the top of the broadcast, Matt, 2-2. This Titans team come into Scotiabank on a W. They were able to beat the St. John Riptide, and they're looking to build on their East Coast swing here. Yeah, you can say that both teams, two teams, are really looking for their identity still early in the season. Both have mirrored records, 2-2 on the year. Halifax coming off a win as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as we were discussing earlier. Kitchener-Waterloo bringing back a lot of players from their team last year. So we'll see how that goes for them going against the relatively new squad of the Halifax Hurricanes. Yes, the Titans averaging 107 points per game. The Hurricanes 90 points per game. And if you're just joining us and you're joining us late, good evening and welcome to Halifax. And the starting lineups for both of these teams. For the Titans, they'll go at number 1, Ashton Smith. Number 8, Ed Horton. Number 9, Tramar Sutherland. Number 24, Flanard Whitfield. And rounding out the lineup is the big man, number 33, Derek Hall. For the home team, the Halifax Hurricanes, they go at number 3, Mike Poole. Number 9, Ramel Brown. Number 12, Cliff Clinscales. Number 13, Joel Kindred. And rounding out the lineup is number 25, Gabe Freeman. That's a good-looking starting lineup for Halifax. Halifax playing positionless kind of basketball here. The only true position really would be the point guard position. Everybody else is interchangeable pieces. Yeah, that's right. With the Titans is more of a conventional lineup. You have 1 through 5. You have a starting point guard. You got 2, 3, 4, and most definitely a 5. Especially a 4 and a 5 in Whitfield and Hall. Hall, who stands 7 feet tall. I was going to say, he's got to be up there. And Whitfield, he's 6'7", and he is solid. Yeah, so they if you see, looking out in the court right now, Ramel Brown, he's not a small man, neither is Gabe Freeman, but they make him look small, especially next to Derek Hall. So the Titans definitely got a bit of a size advantage right now, at least a length advantage. We'll see how that works out, though. Halifax got a lot of great athletes. Ramel Brown, he may be a bit shorter, but he's got that great big body and a ton of strength underneath. And that's what the Hurricanes like to do, get up and down, and they'll hang their hat on the defensive side. So we're underway here at the Scotia Bank Center. Great crowd on hand here in Halifax. Hurricanes trying to build off of this 2-game streak, able to capture 2 in a row versus the St. John Riptide, and an early whistle here. Tonight's officials, Matt Boyle, Max Audette, and Jason Steele. So the foul call on Tramar Sutherland, that's his first, team's first. Brown inside, gets the position, and he banks it in. So great possession right off the bat. You can see they're not afraid of that height differential. They know Ramel Brown's pretty good inside that painted area, Matt. Yeah, he's really good at using that big body. You see he used it there to his advantage, got Hall to his back, was able to put that in. And it's not often you see the offense run through Ramel Brown, but when it does, he takes advantage of it. Aaron shot by Whitfield, and back the other way is Mike Poole, and just like that, in the secondary transition, Mike Poole takes advantage and he gets it done. Good drive and finish though, as Smith was able to get to the cup and he banks it in, but he looks like he's limping, making his way back up to the court, and that summons immediately off the bench number 5, Damian Lynn. So Lynn will check in from Hillsdale, New Jersey. Smith not happy about it, goes right down to the just past the bench there, laying down. The trainers will attend to him. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like he rolled an ankle maybe or twisted one. Ashton's been having an outstanding season for the Titans. 12 points per game, shooting 54% from the field and 50% from downtown. Jumper's no good. Rebound by Poole. He loses the handle. Here comes Sutherland. He turns it over. Great job of Ramel Brown there, harassing the ball carrier. Ball handler. to the rim and off the windows, Gabe Freeman. And this is very important for Halifax to get Gabe Freeman off to a good start, and that was a good drive and finish by Freeman.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and this is what Coach Poole's been looking for pretty much all season. Halifax has been getting off to slow starts offensively. They've been getting the shots, just haven't been dropping. So right now, Halifax off to a quick start. The shots are falling for them as we see that foul on the up fake.
Halifax 3 for 3 from the field.
See the replay here. Hall on Brown, gets it underneath, great pass and a nice up fake. And that's Joel Kindred with the foul, looking for that block.
So Sutherland will go to the line to shoot 2. He makes the first. Jamar averaging 11 points on the season. He's an 86% free throw shooter. And he makes both. 2-point game. Hurricanes looking to build here. Perfect from the field thus far. Ooh, and Freeman banks home the 3-point ball.
I heard him call it, it counts.
So that's not bad there. Good rotation. Freeman banks home his first 3 ball.
That's patient offense by Halifax there. Happy to move the ball around to the guy with the best shot.
Whitfield, he gets to the rim and he finishes. Mike Leslie not happy about that. Can't allow Flanard to hang around that painted area. He will eat you up.
Yep. Two teams going toe-to-toe, back and forth.
Freeman now. 8 seconds to shoot for Clinkscales. Brown, he drives hard to the cup, bumped, no call. Gets his own rebound, rips it away from Hall.
Nice
and a
work.
Reset. Clinkscales, he'll put it up for 3. No good. Batted out of harm's way there by Brown, right into the open arms of Sutherland, and that's a good foul in the open court.
Yeah, smart foul. Good work underneath there by Brown, grabbing his own rebound, ripping it away, had a few arms, and then the second time he was able to get a hand on it, hoping to get it to a Halifax Hurricane in the paint. Unfortunately, there was no one around to get it.
So that foul's on Poole. That's his first, team second. Horton now off the 2-man game. Horton with the pull-up, and he knocks
Nice
down
shot.
the mid-range. Good looking stroke by Ed.
Very nice.
So both of these teams are taking shots. Hanging with them are the Titans. Freeman, a wide open jumper from 3, no good. Here's Horton now. Horton back the other way, left hand, and that's rejected, but he might have got a little bit of the body there.
I think so, yeah.
As he was able to draw the foul on Ramel Brown.
I don't know if we'll see the replay here. There you go. So Horton's driving down. Does a good job. Gets a step on Brown. Gets him to his back. Oof. A little bit of body just before the block.
So that's Brown's first, team's third. And the first trip to the charity stripe tonight for Horton.
Looking to take their first lead of the game.
Horton averaging 10 points on the season, shooting 67% from the free throw line. This whole starting lineup is averaging double digits this season. As I mentioned on the top of the broadcast, they're averaging 107 points per game. So they can fill up the basket. Storyline tonight is how is Halifax going to be able to contain them throughout 48 minutes. Brown to the basket, draws a contact, no call. Freeman with the rebound, gets his own rebound, put back short, and scrambling around there, and
Freeman
great positioning there. Great positioning by Halifax.
Yep. Halifax doing good on the rebounding.
As the Titans are scrambling to find a man to block out. So Freeman will go to the line to shoot 2.
See the replay there. Freeman gets his own board. Tip. And then Hall comes down with it, but it's fouled at that point.
So Hall's first personal. Team's third. Freeman misses the first. That rims.
And Halifax has not been shooting very well free throws this year. I think they're in the 65, 66% range, if I'm not wrong. 69.
Freeman goes 1 for 2. He's a 75% free throw shooter.
So as a team, I guess 69% not terrible, but you want it to be up and around 75 as a squad.
Tied up now, 10 apiece. Lynn will try his hand for three. That's no good off the back of the backboard. Here's Freeman now. He'll hold it up. Poole directing traffic, trying to play that matchup there. Looks like we got a mismatch between Lynn and Freeman.
Nice
Poole with the pull-up,
today.
and he knocks it through. So good decision with space there by Mike Poole off the bounce.
Yeah, that's a shot I'd like to see him take a little bit more this year. Actually, he had a bit of success with that year, that pull-up with a man on him. Nice steal there by Clint Scales.
Good deflection by Freeman. Clint Scales will hold up. Freeman trying to go to work on Whitfield, backing him down. Can't get the soft touch around the rim to go down. Rebound by Hall. Lynn now. And good hand there, stealing it. Lynn gets a hand in though on Brown, and he knocks it out of bounds after making the mistake initially. Lynn was able to correct it, not give Halifax an opportunity in transition. Nevertheless, it'll be Halifax's ball, and now he did an outstanding job defensively, drawing the offensive call on Clint Scales. Might have embellished just a little bit here.
I think he did, but he was able to get it. Can't blame a man for that.
So he covers up his earlier mistake with the turnover.
I've seen worse flops. Clint Scales not happy about it for obvious reasons.
Titans 4 turnovers thus far in this game. Halifax credited with none. 2-point game. Hall to the rim, and a nice find and an easy deuce there by Whitfield. So big to big there. Hall able to find Whitfield all alone underneath, and that's not the defense Mike Leslie drew up at any point of the game.
No, sir. Not going to be happy about that. Back to the turnovers, though. They say that's the 4th for Kitchener-Waterloo. That's uncharacteristic of them. I think they only average 9 a game on the season, which is fantastic. They're the first in the league with that. So Halifax able to put a little pressure on them and force them to make those mistakes. If they keep doing that, Halifax will be in good shape.
Halifax definitely has to take advantage of those turnovers. Hall now, 10 to shoot. Sutherland for 3, that's short. Rebound by Kindred. Halifax looking to get in the open floor, and that's Halifax's first turnover.
Kindred looking to push it, just put it on the wrong side of Cliff Clinkscales over that other shoulder. Would have been great if we were playing football, but.
So checking in the game for the first time for the Titans is Justin Strings. Strings from Sacramento State.
D1. In case you were wondering, Vince, he's a former Big Sky second teamer. Oh, gee.
Horton needed to force that up to beat the shot clock.
He was hoping to get the foul as well. You kick your leg out too much, you're not going to get it.
Clint Scales now. Freeman trying to back down Horton. Loses the handle, gives it to Brown. Brown runs into a wall of Hall waiting for him. And Brown unable to gain that space underneath. And we'll have a media timeout on the floor here. 2-point game for Halifax, 14-12, both teams trying to find their way, shooting. Not a lot of attempts, multiple turnovers, 5 turnovers in all in the game.
Yep.
4 committed by the Titans, 1 by Halifax. 13 attempts for Halifax compared to 7 attempts for the Titans.
Yeah, Halifax, I mean, it's back and forth game so far. It's still early. Both teams fairly evenly matched at this point as far as, athlete for athlete. Halifax doing what they're doing well. They've got 3 steals, so they're playing that good defense. Like we said, they're putting the pressure on them. Steals don't happen by accident generally, especially with a team that doesn't like to give a lot of turnovers. So Halifax doing well on the defensive side. They've got a fair bit of shots. If you look at it, they've got 13 attempts to Kitchener-Waterloo's 7.
Right.
And again, which is kind of an opposite of what the stats show on the year. Kitchener-Waterloo, I believe, leads the leagues in field goal attempts per game.
Yeah, second most field goals attempts per game.
So Halifax just not making them count. They've had a few underneath that they've tried to tip in and just didn't have the touch. That's really the difference right now.
So for the Hurricanes, Gabe Freeman leading the way. He's got 8 points on 3 of 5 shooting. One of them won it from downtown. For the Titans, Ed Horton leads the way along with Flannard Whitfield. They each got 4 points. Whitfield's 2 for 2 from the field. So getting good productivity and limited shots are the Titans.
Yes,
Hurricanes on the other side need to take advantage of those turnover opportunities. So multiple substitutions in this time mode. Akeem Ellis checks in for the Titans, along with number 12, Greg Morrow. And for the Hurricanes, is DeVivier will check in for the first time.
So Tyrone Watson as well.
Watson off the bench.
How about having him coming off the bench?
Morrow tries to go at DeVivier. DeVivier with the rebound. Watson dribble hand off the pool. He'll put it up for 3. That's too strong. Batted out the Clinkscales. Brown keeping it alive, and that's the second time Brown was able to do that in this game.
Yeah, he's doing a great job on the glasses, Brown. Even if he can't get a handle on it, he's looking for someone.
Poole, 10 seconds to shoot. Skyhook off the backboard, that rims out.
That was a nice looking shot too.
Ellis now. Morrow dribble hand off to Lynn. 10 seconds to shoot. Lynn gets inside, changes to the left hand. Made the shot more difficult than it needed to be. In transition, Clinkscales was looking for Watson, and Watson didn't go up, but that's batted out of bounds by Springs, and it will remain Hurricanes' possession.
Halifax right now have got their all 4 of their returning players are on the court from last year. Going with the experienced lineup and Malcolm DeVivier, who's played some great minutes for Halifax so far in this young season.
5-second call. There's some confusion off of that inbound.
Great inbounds defense there.
Not much space in an opportunity for Clinkscales to throw it in. So Halifax admits their second turnover.
Always a frustrating feeling when you're that guy trying to inbound the ball. Last thing you want to do is give it up for a score.
Hall now inside. Kicks it out. Ellis, he'll put it up for 3, and he knocks it down. So Ellis' first look at the goal. He knocks it down, and the Titans take the lead. Clinkscales inside the Brown. Brown gathers, and he banks it in. Good catch and positioning there by Brown as he was able to gather himself off of that bump. And Poole will be called for the hand check.
See, the thing with playing against someone like Hall, generally he doesn't leave his feet a whole lot on defense unless he thinks he's got a sure thing. So if you're Ramel Brown, you knowing that, you're not going to try many of the up fakes. You're just going to try to use your body positioning, knowing that he's not going to try to leave his feet. And he's doing a good job getting those angles as Ramel Brown.
So Ashton Smith will check back in. Looks like he's okay for the Titans. And for the Hurricanes for the first time is Kadar Edwards along with Washington. So Jordan Washington and Kadar Edwards getting their first look in this game.
Washington's been an exciting player for the Hurricanes so far.
Morrow off the pick and roll action. He's denied to the rim. Whitfield with the jumper, that's in and out. DeVivier with his second defensive rebound.
The good rebounder is DeVivier from that point position, it seems, from the guard position.
Very strong is the Akron Zip. DeVivier from Toronto, Ontario.
He's a high motor guy as well.
Washington able to get inside the paint, and he draws the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot too.
See the replay here. Working on the defender. Nice drop step. Was able to fool Flannard Whitfield enough to get the hack.
Yeah, that's not an easy feat. Moving Whitfield off position there.
Clank.
So another miss from the free throw line for the Hurricanes. And they split the pair once again. So 2 for 4 from the free throw line as a team of the Canes. And it's a 1 possession game. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter.
Ooh.
Whitfield gets to the rim. He's bumped on his way, and it looks like Jordan Washington will pick up his first personal.
Yeah, it was the right call. He got enough of him there. Washington didn't look too under control defending there.
So Washington with his first personal. He looked like he got the worst of a exchange.
Yeah, looks like he took it in the nose.
Whitfield, that was short, looked short from the moment it left his hands. Flannard, a 73% free throw shooter on the season, and he misses both. So both of those attempts didn't look like they had any chance of going down for Whitfield, and it remains a 2-point game for the Hurricanes. We got a foul away from the ball, looks like a moving screen.
We got that on 1-4. Looks like Washington's pick up his second quick. He's had foul trouble a lot.
So it looks like apparently he gave it to DeVivier on the moving screen.
Oh, did they? I thought they said 1-4.
So DeVivier picked up his first personal. Halifax over the limit. The next one, the Titans will be shooting, but a turnover here by Whitfield, and going up and throwing it down is Kadar Edwards. Not sure why Whitfield even left his feet. And barreling right into the chest is Watson.
Oh, wow.
Ellis not happy about that decision, but check out this throwdown.
What a series
by Kadar Edwards.
Tyrone Watson throws the oop. Let's see it.
Posterized time.
Don't usually see it from Watson. He's usually on the other end. Big slam.
Yeah.
And then he goes down and gets the charge to Tyrone Watson. Fantastic basketball by the veteran.
Whitfield way too late trying to get back in position.
Definitely.
Fight for the ball. Morrow comes up with it. A kick ball though, and that's committed by Washington. And the ball will go over to the Titans. So Springs will inbound. 2 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Canes by 4. Smith now, 10 to shoot. Whitfield to the rim, Springs.
Nice ball movement.
And Springs converts. So Springs picks up his first two. Back to a 2-point game. Edwards all bottled up now.
Nowhere to go, yeah.
5 seconds to shoot. Clint Scales got to hurry. Puts it up for 3, and he knocks it through.
There we go.
So that was a good pick and roll there. Clint Scales gaining space, and he stepped in rhythm. He was able to knock it through.
Nice looking shot by Clint.
Whitfield, though, gets the finger roll to go down.
There's not a lot of defense there.
As he was able to elude Jordan Washington, making his way towards the rim. DeVivier for 3. Rebound by Springs. .45 seconds now remaining. Whitfield, the floater. And he was able to put that through. So Washington having his difficulties in this matchup as Whitfield's got 8 now. Difference of between 15 seconds on the shot clock and game clock. And air ball there by DeVivier. He blows on his hands, but a good closeout there by Greg Morrow.
Yeah, nice defense by Morrow.
As Ed Horton will check in and Robinson Opong will check in for the Hurricanes. Titans will hold for the last shot. Down by 1. Horton now looking for the pick and roll action. Horton to the rim. Kick out. Whitfield. Good look, couldn't get it to go down. Watson trying to beat the game clock and unable to do so. Just that hesitation looking back.
Yeah.
And it looks like Watson maybe had maybe one more bounce he could have taken, he probably would have been able to hammer it through.
Yeah, that's what you can see Mike Poole telling that right now. Man, you had another step for the finger roll or the jam probably. You could have made it happen. Either way.
Yeah, nevertheless, the Hurricanes with the lead after 12 minutes and leading the way for the Canes. Freeman with 8. Poole's got 4, and for the Titans, it's Whitfield with 8 and Horton with 4. Both of these teams shooting relatively, I mean, it's okay, but it could be better. Halifax 9 of 21 from the field. That equates to 43% from the field. And the Titans 8 of 14. So some work to do by both of these teams heading into the second quarter, Matt.
Yeah, for sure. Just I think both coaches really probably going to be encouraging their teams to tighten up a little bit on the offense. Halifax, I think their defense needs to tighten up a little bit more as well. You saw a couple of uncontested takes there, a couple of takes that, the ball was able to move through that paint a little bit too easy for Coach Mike Leslie's liking. So no doubt he'll be addressing that.
Yeah, that matchup down towards the end of that first quarter, Washington and Whitfield. As Whitfield was able to get going there, get his offense going. That's one of the guys that you don't want to get going if you're Halifax, as he shot 4 for 6 from the field and ended up with 8 points, but he's got 3 turnovers on the back end, though, so that's a good thing for Halifax.
Yeah, Florida Whitfield's a good player. He can score points, and he's leading them so far.
Yeah, he is leading the way for the Titans this season with 15 points per game, along with Derek Hall. He's got 15. Hall off to a slow start. He's got no attempts in 8 minutes, excuse me. On the flip side for Halifax, some encouraging numbers if you're Halifax. Poole 2 for 3 from the field, 4 points. Brown's 2 for 6. And as we mentioned, Gabe Freeman, importantly, he's got to get involved in the game, and he's 3 for 5 on 8 points.
That might be the most field goal attempts I've seen Ramel Brown take in a quarter, 6.
So the Titans will start the second quarter with possession. It's Ellis, Horton, Whitfield, Springs, and Morrow, as Morrow was able to draw the foul on DeVivier. Halifax will go with the lineup that they had at the end of the first quarter. That's Edwards, Washington, Watson, Opong, and DeVivier, who picks up his second personal. So some positionless basketball right now for Halifax, and Whitfield, he's catching fire now. That's 3 straight field goals, and Flornar's got 10.
Took advantage of a bit of space that he was given by Jordan Washington there. Gets that shot, no problem.
Watson now.
Oh, nice move by Watson.
Draws the double team and draws the foul, and it looked like it might be on Flornard Whitfield. So it goes on Springs, so Whitfield able to dodge a bullet. That would have been his second personal. It Springs is first. Watson will go to the line to shoot 2. Watson on the season, shooting 67% from the free throw line.
And that was a nice drop step. I don't think we saw the replay of it, but it was a beautiful footwork underneath by Watson to get himself a bit of space and make that foul.
Watson able to make both.
Excuse me, collect that foul.
Edwards trying to guard Ellis, and Edwards will pick up the personal. So Edwards not able to stay in front of Ellis. He blows by him, and he'll pick up the foul.
On the reach.
If you're going to be that close, you got to make sure that you move your feet.
Yeah.
Edwards unable to stay close to Ellis, and Ellis will shoot 2.
Blanks the first.
Akeem, an 88% free throw shooter on the season, and he goes 1 for 2.
Relatively reliable.
Tied back up at 24 now. Here in the early going, Vince Williams, Matt Elliott here at Scotiabank. And a good putback there by Washington as Watson was able to get to the rim.
And it was a nice take by Watson too. Oh my.
And that rim's in and out. Watson now, hand off to Edwards. Inside of Washington, he spins to the rim. Misses, couldn't get the rebound, and here's Ellis now.
Thought he got hacked. No call.
Springs puts it up from downtown. That's too strong off the backboard. Good close out there by Washington. Edwards, 3 up, and he
Yikes.
bangs it off the backboard. Way too strong, missed everything.
Nice block,
Gets the block though on the other end. Edwards to the rim, draws the foul, and he can't get that one to go down, but he'll shoot too.
Good job by Kedar Edwards there, Kedar Edwards. Made a nice block, took it down and took the foul. He knew he was gonna get hit. See if we can see the replay here. Gets just enough of that for the block.
Good defensive play.
Coast to coast, knows he sees Ellis's back, knows there's nothing he could do, so smart play.
And the first one's too strong. Halifax continuing their problems at the free throw line. So Brown back in.
Strings working on Watson. Oh, nice pass.
Morrow inside, that's no good off the glass. Ellis gets the rebound, he's rejected.
You got a jump ball there? Oh, wow.
Looked like it is a jump ball.
Wasn't expecting that call, to be quite honest with you.
So good defensive play there. Ellis was looking for contact, didn't get it.
See the replay there. That's Morrow's first shot. Ellis comes out with a nice board. Mel Brown didn't look like he got much body. Either way, Halifax ends up with the ball.
Good defensive play, back-to-back defensive plays there for the Hurricanes. Working on a 3-point lead. Robinson, 4 seconds to shoot. Puts it up, no good. Rebound by Strings to Morrow. Horton now, left hand, short. Halifax looking to run. Clinkscales to Watson. Watson down the middle of the rim.
Nice pass.
Kick out for 3. 3 up and 3 down.
Great shot.
As Robinson knocks down his first 3 ball of the evening. Great ball movement there by the Hurricanes.
Great patience too.
As Hall gets his first deuce of the night.
Yep, Pete Brown in there. But that was nice ball movement by Halifax there. They were looking to do something, but no one was being selfish with it. And it was a great kick out to Robinson.
5-point lead here for the Hurricanes. The largest was 7.
It's a bit of a size mismatch there between Horton and Watson, but looks like Whitfield stole that from him.
So he turns it over, Strings back the other way. That's rejected.
Excuse me, Strings.
By Brown. So Strings trying to get to the cup. Used the spin move, but outstanding footwork there by Brown.
Another big block by Ramel Brown. Halifax's leader in that category last year.
Freeman checks back in for the Canes. Morrow with the hesitation. Hall away from the rim, and I'm not sure that's where Johnson wants Hall. Sutherland short at the rim from 3. Here's Edwards in transition. He misses it. Looking for contact. None coming. He's got to get back on D. Not worry about the officiating. Here's Horton. Good dish to Strings. Strings with the left hand. No good. And the putback's home for Hall.
I think he had a good argument. But it doesn't matter if you don't hear the whistle.
They're
You got to
not
move.
going to reverse it. I haven't
That's
seen a
right.
basketball game where they're going to reverse the call.
You are right.
They're going to say play on and get back on defense.
Can you make
Robinson for three again. It's no good. That's ripped off the rim by Hall. Sutherland now. He'll spin, gain space, and too many steps though, as the presence of Ramel Brown changing shots in the paint. As Brown, as you mentioned, the leader in block shots by the Hurricane, for the Hurricanes that is, last season, and he is the leader this year as well.
Yep. Fantastic presence underneath there. If he doesn't block your shot, he's going to change it or alter it. Freeman by himself.
Freeman now. And
That's
he
what
gets
he
the soft touch there. So he puts that off the rim. 4-point lead for the Hurricanes. Horton now. Morrow thought about it. Pull up. That's a tough shot forced there by Robinson. And rebound by Edwards.
Halifax getting some good minutes out of Edwards so far. It might be his fourth board, I believe. Now, you were right at the beginning of the broadcast, Vince. There's the guy that they need to get going, is number 25, Gabe Freeman.
Freeman came up a little short on that attempt. Sutherland driving, and he gets the left hand to go off the glass.
Very nice.
Back to a 2-point game. Clint Scales now. Seven seconds to shoot. Clint Scales puts up the three. Too strong, rebound by Hall.
So they've been playing good defense as Kitchener-Waterloo, and that's pretty much what's forced Clinkscales to take more three-pointers than he's inclined to take usually.
Hall loses the handle. Here's Freeman in the open floor. Freeman runs into Springs, gets his own rebound though.
Great fight.
Stays with it, and that's what you get from Gabe.
That's right.
The ability to go in the open floor and create by himself.
Yeah, no help there. Good job. Nice fight against him. Him against two. He's able to get his own deflection.
So Freeman's got 10 on 4-7 shooting. Left hand skyhook in the lane there by Derek Hall.
Why not?
As we mentioned, Derek Hall was off to a slow start at the start of this game, but he's stringing together a good second quarter here.
Yes, he is. It's a very nice, nice looking hook shot. Look at that.
And another three ball going down by Robinson Opong, as Opong is able to knock down his second three of the evening.
Halifax still looking for that sharpshooter.
Robinson's got 6. He's 2 for 2 from downtown. Morrow now on the drive. Morrow, left hand, and he gets the sweet touch. So it's back and forth here. 4:32 remaining here in the second quarter. 3-point game. Clint Scales, he'll pull it out looking for the two-man game. Clint Scales to the rim.
Ooh.
And that finger roll comes up short.
Looked like he lost the handle on it there as it was coming out of his hand. It's not often you see him miss everything when he's that close.
Yeah, absolutely. He's pretty efficient with that teardrop, either coming, way up in the air and coming high out of and dropping down, or the finger roll. But nevertheless, Hurricanes lead by 3. It's a low-scoring game, 37-34. As it's been back and forth with multiple lead changes. Hurricanes, their largest lead thus far at 7 points.
Yeah, and this second quarter in particular hasn't been, I don't want to say it's been ugly, but it hasn't been a pretty one for either team really offensively. 13 and 14 for Kitchener and Halifax, 13-15 for Kitchener and for Halifax respectively. So the team's having a bit of struggles as far as offense goes. For Halifax, it's more of a field goal percentage. They're missing a lot of shots. For the Titans, they're shooting well. It's just they're not getting up the amount of shots that they're used to getting up.
Not a lot of attempts for Coach Johnson's team. 28 in all compared to Mike Leslie's 36.
Yep.
So 39% that equates for the Hurricanes compared to 50. And the reason why we have a 3-point game. Lots of excitement in the building here on a Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
At Scotiabank Center. Alongside Matt Elliott, Vince Williams on hand. We got action around the National Basketball League of Canada, usually on a Saturday evening, as the out-of-town scoreboard with 3 other contests going on around the league. And the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Ambassadors.
All right, so right now in Moncton, the Magic are hosting the St. John Edge. They're just about through the second quarter, and the St. John Edge hold a slim 39-37 lead on them. Prince Edward Island, the London Lightning are in town. Again, they're at 5:57 left in the second quarter, and the Island Storm hold a 43-39 lead. Sudbury 5 hosting Windsor. They're just underway with no score, and of course the game we're watching now, 37-34 Halifax.
And the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Ambassadors. So the alley-oop attempt denied at the rim. Once again, it's the big man, Ramel Brown.
Just in the way.
As we got a reset of 18 on the shot clock. 4:01 remaining here in the second. Hurricanes lead by 3. Sutherland will inbound. Smith now. Smith off the pick and roll. He'll pull up and he knocks it through.
It was pretty.
Smith took his time, waited for that screen to gain some space. And he was able to knock that down. Poole for 3.
Beauty.
3 up, 3 down. As Poole's able to knock it in. That's Mike's first 3 ball of the evening.
Shooting well so far, is he not?
Mike is 3 for 4 from the field. He's got 7. Hall loses the handle. Jaws the double team.
Ooh, he's
Splits the defense though, and he turns it over.
That was all Mike Poole in there with the help.
Clint Scales taking his time. Waiting for Brown. He's looking for the screen now. Hand off to Poole.
So he was telling Brown to hurry up. Oh, great pass.
Kick out. Reset on the shot clock, not sure why, and some confusion here as it got down to about 9 seconds, and then I look up and the shot clock is reset. So definitely have a mistake here. So we'll have 3 seconds. My vantage point, it looked like it was 9, but nevertheless, quick conference between Matt Boyle, the crew chief, and Jason Steele. And we'll have 3 seconds on the shot clock, 2:55 remaining in the game clock. As it looks like Mike Leslie wants to talk it over here, and he calls a timeout. So 4-point game. Hurricanes 3 seconds to shoot here after this timeout expires for the Canes. But, I mean, it's been back and forth, Matt, and I mean, both teams taking their shots, but Halifax getting more opportunities at the goal, just not taking advantage of the misfortunes of the Titans.
That's correct, and they got, you know, the Gabe Freeman is engaged. He's got 12 points, but he can't carry the team. He's not playing the kind of game where he's going to be, you know, where he's going to play the game where he's going to take the team all the way.
He needs contributions.
That's right. So they need someone else. You know, I'm looking at the stats here. Joel Kindred, who I think is averaging 14 or 15 or something like that this season so far.
14.
He's only got 1 shot so far. So they got to try to get him a little bit more involved. You know, I don't know if they're trying to hold him back, limit his minutes, or go through someone else at this point. But Halifax needs someone to help Gabe Freeman. Is it going to be Mike Poole? Is it going to be Opong? Is it going to be Ramel Brown? Don't know, but it's got to be someone.
Hurricanes committing 4 turnovers in this quarter after only committing 2 in the first 12 minutes. Turnover differential now 7-6. So Clint Scales will inbound. No changes to the lineup, to either lineups, that is. Poole's got to put it up. Try to beat the shot clock. He does. Little short. And that's batted out to Horton.
It was a nice looking inbounds play they had drawn up, considering what time they had left.
Whitfield now. Whitfield to the rim, and He draws the foul. Mike Leslie looking for a travel.
Looks like it's going to be on Gabe Freeman. Yes, it is.
So
He's
Freeman
confused.
will be called for the foul.
I don't know if we'll see the replay on that, but Freeman doesn't agree.
That's first personal for Gabe. Team's third. As he makes the first. Lamar's second trip to the free throw line, and he makes both this time. So Whitfield's got 12. He's the high man for the Titans. And it's back to a 2-point game.
Nice pass.
Brown inside and slam. Good ball movement on that half-court set, Matt.
Real nice.
And great patience there as Mike Poole gave up a good shot for a great shot in that flush by Brown.
Yeah, sure did. Great vision, too. Able to thread that one through in the paint. Ramel Brown at uncontested.
Smith with the tough shot, and he gets that one to fall.
That was a very nice pull-up. The defender right on him.
So Ashton Smith had his difficulties as he hurt himself in the early going in that first quarter. Since then, he's been pretty efficient offensively as he picks up the foul. So Ellis will check back for the Titans. As Smith picks up his first personal. Jamar Sutherland will go to the bench for the Titans. Freeman down the lane
Another
to
nice
Brown
pass to Brown.
again.
Man, he is reaping the rewards of some beautiful passes.
So some confusion on the defensive side for the Titans, but coming back the other way and with his own slam with the one hand is Bernard Whitfield.
Halifax did the same thing.
And he's fired up and he is mad right now. He wants his team to dig in defensively and correct this confusion. Here's Poole now for three. Three up and
nice.
Three down again. Mike Poole with the stroke, and that's his second three. And the lead's up to 5 now. Whitfield with the fake. Pull up, short, rebound by Freeman. Under a minute to go here in the second. Canes lead by 5, 3, and that's a foul. And it looks like Kindred was fouled, and that foul will go on Denzel James. That's his first personal. And that's not a good foul by James, who's just checked into the game for the Titans.
No, definitely not.
So not a good impression if you want to make on your coach, especially in the reserve role, to show him that you're, worthy of those minutes.
I can appreciate a guy wanted to, you want to put up a bit of defense, didn't want to just give him the open shot, but that arm's got to go straight up, change the trajectory if you're not going to get the block.
So Washington will come back. Brown will go out for the Canes.
Ooh.
Kindred's first attempt's no good, and this the thing that we talked about is the free throw shooting. Halifax shoots it at 69% as a team, as Joel is able to correct the first one, and he makes the second. All important third one coming up here. And he goes 2 for 3. 45 seconds now remaining in the second. Here's Smith. Ellis from another area code with the pump fake, but it looks like we have a foul away from the ball.
Jeez, it's Washington again, not sure what happened. Looks like he got tangled up with Hall.
Yeah, so Jordan Washington will get his second personal. Halifax with one more foul to give, as that's the team's fourth.
I think that might actually be Washington's third at this point, is it not?
No, it's his second, it says.
Okay.
So here's Clint Scales. Difference between 6 seconds between the shot clock and game clock, and there's Washington able to bank that one in.
Halifax putting together a nice little run now.
9-point lead, it's their largest. A foul though, that's called on Watson, as Whitfield was making his way towards the rim.
Oh, nice defense
Washington
by Washington.
steps in, Kindred, and he tried to posterize Whitfield. Whitfield picks up the foul. Didn't give up, but what the effort by Whitfield,
yes,
though.
Sir.
But if you're the
Here's
Titans,
the
this is the
replay.
last guy you want to give up the foul, though.
Yeah, well, listen, I always give a guy credit for going up and not trying to get out of the poster. Going to defend that and give him nothing easy. Would have been nice to see the flush to see if Kindred can at least make it worth 2 points.
So Flanard will finish the first half on the bench as he picks up his second personal. But like you said, Washington, not a bad, second part of this second quarter as he had his difficulties guarding Flanard Whitfield. So he was able to get one to go, and also with the steal there, creating this opportunity for Kindred. Now, as Kindred makes the first, the Vivier looks like he's ready to check in, and Joel makes both. So Malcolm checks in for Clint Scales, and the Hurricanes with their largest lead now of 11 with 10.2 seconds remaining here in the second. Strings will inbound. Smith. He's got to hurry. The Vivier's up on him. Gets the screen inside the Hall. Hall catches it, and he spins, and it looks like the Vivier will be called for the reach as he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar there.
Yes, he did. It was nice. Good job getting that backdoor pass or that over-the-top pass to Hall. DeVivier had to do something. He certainly couldn't go up for and contest it. Just doesn't have the size.
No, it would have been a tough situation there down low between him and Hall, who stands 7 feet tall, as he makes the first. And Derek makes both.
But regardless, Vince, of that last...
Vivier's temp just short there. Go ahead.
I was going to say, regardless, if your coach, Leslie, you got to be pretty happy. They went on a nice little run there to close out. That's a great way to close out the half with a 9-point lead. In what is, up until a few minutes ago, was a relatively back-and-forth close game. Not that it's out of hand by any means, but a great finish for Halifax.
Absolutely. Their largest up was 11. It's a 9-point lead, 53-44 after 24 minutes. So we'll step aside, but stay with us. You're watching Halifax Hurricanes basketball here on the Halifax Hurricanes YouTube channel. on hand alongside the associate coach for the Halifax Hurricanes, Joe Wells. And Joe, after 24 minutes, give us your assessment real quick here.
Well, it's a grind-out game. The difference is in the defense. The Halifax team have stopped the Titans 3 more times at the end of that quarter than they've stopped Halifax. Halifax finished the half with a 11-point run, and they just got to keep up the defensive intensity, which they've done with the first possession here.
And that's the 10th turnover committed by the Titans, so not the start that Coach Johnson wanted coming out of that halftime break, trailing by 9.
Yeah, they've done a good job of containing the big man. Spent some time in practice working on that today, and the structure that we put in place is paying dividends at this point in time.
And what can you say about the big man for us? Number 9, Ramel Brown. He's played outstanding in the first 24 minutes and is carrying over here in the third.
Well, there's a height differential there, obviously, playing against a 7-footer, but Ramel spends a lot of time playing on the playgrounds in New York. He's used to that, and it doesn't bother him that much to go up against somebody who's bigger than he is.
Definitely not affecting him, as Freeman able to get that one to go. The definitely Brown City game showing up tonight. Smith's shot's no good. Brown again with the rebound. He's been a force on the defensive side. He's altering shots and making shots inside the paint. Here's Freeman. He gets to the rim and he gets a friendly roll. So Gabe, let's go 2 for 2 as Freeman led the Hurricanes in scoring in the first 24 minutes with 12. He's got 16 now. Sutherland for 3. That's short. Rebound by Freeman. So the Hurricanes with their largest lead in the game thus far. Kindred for 3. Bang! And he knocks it through, and Johnson wants a timeout.
Yeah,
definitely not the start that Coach Johnson wanted for the Titans.
No, they have to take a timeout here and talk this over. KW have come out. 3 stops in a row is what we call a kill, and Halifax have stopped them 3 times in a row here and scored on all their possessions. So, you know, they've got to make some adjustments right away from the Titans standpoint.
If you're Mike Leslie, you've got to be excited. A 7-0 run. You're holding down a team that's averaging 107 points per game. You come into tonight's matchup only averaging 90 points. Something has to give, and if you're Mike Leslie, and you know him very well, defense is going to be the thing that's going to be the difference in winning and losing tonight.
Yeah, we emphasize the defense every day in practice. We spend at least a third of our practice time working on defense, on defensive sets, and on special situations such as when you run up against a 7-footer, what are you going to do? Well, you know, we have a plan in place, and so far we've been executing that plan pretty well.
So a 16-point lead, Coach. It's the largest for the Hurricanes, but we haven't seen too many large leads here at Scotiabank Center this season. This is a team that's not made up with a lot of scorers that score at a prolific rate. This is a team that's going to win the battles, the little things like rebounding, loose balls, those type of things, taking charges, those type of things, getting stops, as you mentioned, the wins and the losses there, the ins and the outs. Those are the type of things that this team is going to have to hang their hat on. They're probably not going to blow teams out here night in, night out.
No, and you can tell from a coaching perspective, we watch them very closely. When they're running the offensive sets that we want them to run, they're getting good looks. And then get down tough on defense at the other end and get the quality shots as opposed to the 1-on-5s.
And Mike Poole getting down and dirty there. And there's another turnover committed by the Titans on the inbound. Brown running the floor, and it looks like it might have last touched Brown, but they say it's out Hall.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, the Hurricanes will take it.
Roz pleading innocence on that one.
19 on the shot clock for the Hurricanes. Poole inbound. Poole drives, pull up, tough shot forced there by Horton, as Poole was unable to get that one to fall. So good defensive set there by the Titans, looking for some offense now. Whitfield, now this Flanard Whitfield is a pretty tough customer inside the painted area.
He's a big body and he's hard to move in there, and he's also a very high IQ in terms of playing in a post position. So
Whitfield didn't play for the Titans last season, played overseas. But the year before, he was definitely a perennial all-star in this league for the Titans. And if I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago, they came in here and beat the Hurricanes on the strength of Flanard Whitfield's play.
Yeah, he took control of the boards and just was ferocious in there and gave us all kinds of difficulty.
And that's the type of shot that the Hurricanes want to see Flanard take. Not really known as a jump shooter from 15 feet out. Gets most of his points inside that painted area. So he came up short on that jumper. 9 seconds to shoot for Poole. Poole looking for some space. Crossover, pull up. Tough shot forced there by Whitfield. And that misses everything, so that's a defensive stop that they were looking for. But that looked like it was a defensive mismatch there for the bigger Whitfield in space.
Yeah, the
on
offense
the smaller
broke
guard by
down a
Poole.
little bit there, and that was a force. They need to get into a little more flow and go to the next option on that.
So 2 possessions come up empty for the Hurricanes. Sutherland trying to take advantage of that. Sutherland shots no good, but it looks like Whitfield was able to gain space underneath the basket as he forced Gabe Freeman to push him from behind.
Yeah, good foul by Gabe. He had the offensive man had the position on him, take the foul on the floor instead of giving him the shot, and 2+1.
So Watson will come in for Poole. Tyrone Watson, what do you think about Tyrone coming off the bench this year and not in a starting role thus far?
Well, I think, Ty is coming off a pretty serious injury there last year, and he's working his way back into game shape. He'll get nothing but better, and it's better to bring him on slowly than to force the issue and have that injury reoccur.
Long season, as they would say, as we are in the early parts of this season. Kindred able to rattle that one down.
Joel can stroke it. He's no question there.
And a two-handed rejection there by Brown. Again with that rim protection. Watson back the other way and in. Man, oh man, Ramel Brown showing all aspects of the city game. 3-ball, no good. The defensive play down one end, the offense on the other.
And that's 7 stops in a row since the half. KW haven't gotten a score. So it's pretty easy to build on that lead when you're playing tough defense.
And what a run this is for the Hurricanes. It's a 12-0 run to start this half. There's multiple substitutions. Looks like Sutherland is called for the foul.
Yeah, he bumped the cutter going through there and just extended the elbow on him.
So Sutherland will pick up the personal. Ellis is checked back in along with Lynn for the Titans. Here's Kindred off the screen. Back out to Freeman. Freeman thought about it. 6 seconds to shoot. Freeman pulls up, and that looked like a strange attempt by Freeman as it looked like he was looking to pass it.
He was looking for Ty on that,
rather than shoot
and
it.
Ty stopped the cut, but he had no option but to put it up.
Ellis now, that's too strong. Rebound by Clint Scales. Hurricanes looking to get out and run, and that looks like a clear path foul as Whitfield is called for the personal. Kindred will get 2 shots plus possession here. So things really starting to come undone here for the Titans. As you could see in the replay there, Hurricanes with their largest lead at 21. And the Boo Birds raining down here at Scotiabank Center. They're not happy after taking a second look on the replay there, Coach.
Yeah, it's one thing to reach out and take a foul. It's another thing to put somebody in jeopardy by grabbing him and throwing him to the floor.
Yeah, this is professional basketball and livelihoods are on the line here. This is not college ball where if a guy gets injured for a a significant amount of time, he may lose his job.
Yeah, this is what puts the food on the table for these guys. So
So Whitfield picks up his third. He'll check out. Strings will check in for him. 7:46 remaining here in the third. And Joel Kindred will go to the line. He'll shoot 2. Canes will have possession as well. Joel hits the first. And he's been a great addition as well for the Hurricanes, is Joel Kindred.
Joel is very athletic, and he's a pleasure to coach. He takes what you have to say to him and puts it to work in practice, and he's just a fine young man to deal with.
So Kindred knocks down both. He comes off the screen, kicks it out to Watson. 6 seconds to shoot. We got a foul away from the ball as Gabe Freeman hits the deck. He gets back up on his feet under his own power. Sutherland not happy about that decision as Greg Merle looks like he's making his way to the table. He'll check in for Sutherland. Sutherland sprints immediately to the bench after a quick conference with
I think
Jason
there might
Steele.
be a little frustration setting in here for KW at this point. I mean, that's
coming off a win that is in on this East Coast swing, beating the St. John Riptide, but tonight it's a different story thus far.
yeah. They're I don't think they're used to the defensive intensity that they're seeing here.
Freeman's shot's no good. Rebound by Brown. Extended possession here. Clint Scales now. Dribble hand off to Kindred. 10 seconds to shoot. Kindred to the rim. Tries to go up with the left hand and getting his hand in there and knocking that away is Greg Morrow. It will remain Hurricanes possession with 7 on the shot. 7:15 remaining in the third.
Joel just carried that in a little too low. He's got to get the ball up in the air, as he did right there, and get that ball above his head when he attacks the rim.
Good screen there off that inbound at the foul line as Kindred was able to gather and go up strong with it, and he knocks it through. So the Hurricanes really pouring it on here in the third quarter. Titans falling apart in the third. Can't find anything offensively or defensively, and that's an errant shot there by Lynn. He tried to beat the shot clock. I'm not sure if it was an attempt, but nevertheless, it was a shot clock violation.
And that's 9 stops in a row to start the second half for the Hurricanes. 3 kills. That's awesome defense.
Hey, Coach, take us inside that locker room. If you're Mike Leslie, you've been in the locker room many a times in the halftime break in a close game. What would be the message Mike Leslie would be sending to his team right now? It seems whatever he had to say is being resonated right now on the court.
Yeah, we just
As Watson hits another shot.
we just told them it's a grind-out game. We've got to play the good defense and just keep pounding away at them.
And pounded away they are. Opportunity though offensively back the other way. Strings can't find it. Man, there's a lid on the basket right now for the Titans as Hall came up with the rebound. And we got 6:10 left, Coach, and the Titans have not scored in the third. We are stuck on 44. Their last bucket for the Titans came at around, I do believe, late in the third, in the second.
2 foul shots.
Two free throws. And it was around about a minute 18 left in the second quarter.
But of course, in this league, with the firepower that's out there, sometimes the worst place to be is up by 20. They can come back in a hurry. It doesn't matter who you're playing.
And I hate to jinx or put a hex on it. We have seen those type of leads, evaporate quite quickly against us here at Scotiabank Center. Nonetheless, in the open floor, showtime! As Kindred goes high above the rim off the alley-oop by Gabe Freeman, and that almost took the lid off the roof here as the Hurricanes are up by 29 points. It's been all Hurricanes here in the third quarter As with the foul call there on Jordan Washington, his third. Check a look at that replay as Kindred went high above the rim to throw that one down with one hand. Lynn for three, can't put it down. And it's just been tough sledding here for the Titans. There's no snow here in Halifax, but there's definitely snow down here at Scotiabank Center. As it's actually an avalanche that has hit them here in the third, Coach.
And now we're up to 4 kills. I mean, it's the ball inside. We're doing exactly what we should do. Anybody should do on a big man is he gets the ball inside. Somebody's coming to give him some grief down there before he can get the ball up.
Yeah, and it's not a good showing at all here for Cavell Johnson's Titans, as they have totally discombobulated in offense and defense. He calls another timeout, and it looks like we'll have the media timeout. Not sure why we're not having it at the 5:18 mark, but nevertheless we'll play on. Johnson not calling the timeout, substitution rather, and checking into the game for the first time for the Titans, number 34 is Nigel Titer. So Titer with his first action, and he's able to draw the offensive foul call on Jordan Washington. That'll be Washington's 4th personal. So 5:03 remaining here in the third. Hurricanes up by 31. Lynn for three, finally knocks it through, and that's the first points here in the third for the Titans, and it comes at the 4:55 mark. Here's Washington, spin to the basket. Can't get it to go down though. Ellis now, Morrow, he kicks it out for Lynn for another three. That rattles off the front iron and off the backboard. DeVivier now. DeVivier tried a cross-court pass there, and that's picked off by Springs. Strings now over to Ellis, and one, and Ellis draws the contact, count it.
Yeah, that was a dangerous pass by Malcolm across there. I mean, you can throw that cross-court pass and get away with it, but when you're throwing it through the key with 8 other bodies between you and the man you're throwing it to, that's not a high percentage shot. So again, as soon as the Hurricanes get away from running their offense and going from option to option to option, that's where the problems start.
And that's in and out, and DeVivier will get better, the rookie from Akron. He will get his opportunities in these moments as the season goes on.
That's a very good point. I mean, a lot of these guys on the team this year are coming out. They are
fresh
first year
out
of NCAA competition,
right.
And as I say to them, you have to come to the understanding that everybody you play against is a step and a half quicker and 2 or 3 inches taller.
Yeah, it's a pro game. No disrespect to it. NCAA ball, but you can see there looks like they will get a technical foul to be called on Greg Morrow. There'll be 2 shots possession here for the Hurricanes. So Morrow's called for the hard foul. He's not happy about that decision. Either is Cavell Johnson. Is Jordan able to make the first? Jordan, another young player from Iona University by way of Queens, New York.
And he has a world of potential. We just have to draw it out. We're starting to do some individual work with a lot of these guys in the mornings before practice, and some of the things that we're working on are showing up here tonight.
Tell you what is showing up here is the defensive side of things, but not that. That's not disciplined basketball, as Washington picks up another offensive foul, as Nigel Titer was able to draw that foul on him. So those are the things that you're probably going to have to work on in practice, Coach, in regards to just playing discipline and staying disciplined and not drawing those type of fouls away from the basketball when you're not the immediate option. Lynn to the line, to the basket. He draws a foul on the Vivier.
Yeah, the quickness shows up defensively. I mean, you've got to give them some space, but not enough space that they're going to hit the three on you. And it's a new world for a lot of these kids. They've really got to learn how to play at this level.
So the Vivier picks up his fourth. Now here is Meshach Lewfield checking into the game. Another one of your bigs, a project. Second-year pro here in the National Basketball League of Canada, a product of Cape Breton University. Yeah. Speak a little bit about his growth.
Meshach has some great potential. He's got and a great work ethic. I mean, he will work all day long on his game, and it's showing. He's getting better almost daily in practice. So
Ellis to the rim now. The Titans a little bit of a response here as they're able to get a few baskets strung together here. Now they have 8 in the quarter. Still a huge lead for the Hurricanes. Lewfield can't get the hook to go. Rebound by Titer. Here's Ellis now. Ellis in the open floor. He barrels right into Kendrick. Kendrick sacrificing the body there to pick up the charging call, and that's what you like to see from your players, picking up those dirty things. Now you got your score, board out here, and you're marking X's and numbers and here. What would that be in your chart?
That is just simply a stop. I mean, we got the offensive charge on that, and they didn't score. So, as I say, a kill is stopping them 3 times in a row. And we hope that we can do that as often as possible and then score on our end.
And there you go. Now see, Lewfield does a better job in getting positioning there and a better opportunity at the goal as he was able to get the left hand to bank it in. Morrow now, and that's altered at the rim by Lewfield. Out in the open floor, Watson the beneficiary with the layup. So Lewfield's defense on one end bothering Morrow created that opportunity in that run out as Watson was able to get the easy deuce in the transition game. Morrow now.
You see that so often in this league where a miss on one end quickly in transition leads to a layup on the other end. And if you
and we haven't seen that a lot from this team, but they are making those strides game after game.
Yeah, and the defense feeds you the offense in these cases. Now Meshach he made a great move on the one end and then came down and assisted on the defense on the other end. These are the things that you look for out of these young players to have them put a string of those together, and the more they can do that, the better player they become.
So Kedar Edwards is in now for the Hurricanes. Ed Horton will come in for Morrow. He'll go to the bench. Another new player is number 10, Edwards. Now, he's an athletic guy as well, and his development has come a long way in the early going of this season as well.
Yeah, Kedar is a real spark plug, and he is likely one of the better offensive rebounders that we have on the team. He comes hard from the offside, and it's just inbred in him. When that ball goes up, it belongs to him, and that's all he can think about.
4 games, he's averaging 12 points coming off the bench, shooting at 61% from the field as Edwards, as Watson's attempt is deflected into the open arms of Lynn. Here's Lynn now. Lynn trying to go one-on-one against Lewfield, and he gets to the rim as he's able to draw the foul on Meshach, and he'll shoot 2. So Meshach's first personal. Hurricanes over the limit. Lynn makes the first. But an explosive third quarter here for the Hurricanes. 1:30 remaining here in the third. It's been all Hurricanes.
Now we're back to, I mean, that was an anomaly to start that quarter with the 4 kills in a row. But now we're back to about where we were in the first half, where we're outscoring, you know, stop them 2 times, we score. I mean, we're inching ahead now.
Under a minute to go here in the third. Lynn to the rim again, and he counted as Lynn was able to draw the foul once again by Lufield. That's his second personal. Lynn with an opportunity to complete the 3-point play, and he does. So Lynn with back-to-back 3-point play attempts, able to convert. Hurricanes trying to close out strong just like they started this one. And a moving screen called on Watson.
Yeah.
So the turnover starting to pile up and hurt the Hurricanes in the latter part of this third quarter.
Yeah, just basic execution. I mean, you can set that screen, but you can't improve on it. If the guard is missing you, you can't step out and stop that momentum.
And that's that drive to the rim by Strings, and it looks like he might have drew the foul, and he does, and he'll go to the line to shoot too. So Edwards will pick up the personal. That's his second.
That's fouls on 4 consecutive possessions by KW, and if you ask what you talk about after the game, well, this will be one of them.
Absolutely. You're one of the 5 players on the floor. Mike Leslie wants these guys to play at a very high level at all times, in particular on the defensive side. His defense translates into offense, and that's what it's been like in the third. That's Lufield again with the left hand off the glass. So he's got his spot right there. Naturally right-handed player, able to use his left hand. Horton at the buzzer, no good. Hurricanes got some time. Poole's got to put it up though. Watson, and it doesn't count. Couldn't get it off in time, but a very explosive third quarter for the Hurricanes as they lead by 23. The largest was 33 in this quarter, and it took almost 6 minutes for the Titans to get their first basket, but it was the outstanding defense coach by the Hurricanes in the third that gained them this lead.
Now we got 12 minutes, and they have to maintain the momentum, and this is where in this league that momentum can get away from you, and it only takes 3 or 4 possessions, 3 or 4 threes, and all of a sudden 20 becomes 12, becomes 9, and they're back into it. So you know, if anything, they've got to impress upon the guys right now to maintain the intensity on defense.
Okay, Coach. Well, it's always a pleasure for you joining us. The associate coach for the Halifax Hurricanes, Joe Wells, our third broadcast partner here tonight, joining us courtside at Scotiabank Center for Hurricanes basketball. And Joe will be with us throughout the season. We'll get his expert analysis, his inside scoop, and what's going on throughout the week in practice and carrying over into the game. So we'll have Matt Elliott step in here for Coach. His coach will get back to his charting on the baseline there.
That's right. I got to re-ink here after that quarter. So.
All right, Coach, thank you. So it's the Hurricanes up 23 points. It was a very explosive third quarter for the Hurricanes as they were able to get things done on the defensive side and outscore the Titans 30-16, but those 16 points came in the last 4 minutes for the Titans as they were outscored badly in the early going of the third, and it was all Hurricanes as they had an avalanche of points and defensive stops and transition points in that third quarter, man.
Yeah, geez, what I missed. Man, oh man. I tell you, that was an exciting third quarter, and Halifax came out on fire. They could do no wrong, it seemed, starting out there. A good job of Kitchener-Waterloo, though, to come away from there with the points that they did, considering, I mean, it looked dire for them in that third quarter.
Well, very important 5 minutes here to start the fourth as we are underway. Hurricanes by 23. Watson to the rim. Can't get the scoop to go down. As the Canes will start with Edwards, Clint Scales, Watson, Poole, and Brown. Brown with the rebound.
Tough D.
For the Titans, it's tighter. Ellis, Strings, Lynn, and Horton. Clint Scales, clear out, one-on-one against Ellis. Gets to the rim, can't get it to fall. Rebound by Ellis.
A bit of a size differential there.
Ellis now, he'll attack the rim. Pump fake, multiple pump fakes as he draws the foul on Brown. And Ramel Brown had an outstanding third quarter defensively and offensively as he was explosive, and his defensive rim protection took over this game.
Yeah, he's quickly making a name for himself here in the league as one of the best rim protectors in the NBL Canada. He's just been fantastic. He doesn't bite on up fakes. He plays discipline underneath. He's got a great presence there.
As Brown picks up his third personal, Ellis hits the first. So an uphill battle here for the Titans on the road, trying to string back-to-back wins here in their East Coast swing, as they were able to knock off the St. John's Riptide. St. John still looking for their first win on this season. Poole's jumper, that's no good. Here's Lynn now. Lynn providing a spark off the bench, and Strings was denied at the rim as Ramel Brown, as he hits the floor hard, and let's hope that Strings is okay here as he's flat on his back. And man, I would like to take a look at the replay.
Here we go.
Strings back on his feet. Not sure where the foul is as Brown was able to get ball there. Strings might, off his offhand mat, might have drew the contact.
It might have been if we could see it again, probably won't, but you could see Ramel Brown obviously did not agree with the call. Thought he got all ball on that one, was pretty happy about it until he saw that he'd got the foul called on him.
Yeah, he thought he had the clean block, and I thought he had the block here as well.
Yeah, looked like
from our area, from around the court, that is. We're very close. Nevertheless, it was called a hard foul, so we're looking at a technical. That was a technical on Brown.
Now
Brown picks up his fifth. He's got to go to the bench with 10:45 left. So some interesting times coming up here now, Matt, as Jordan Washington checks in.
He's got to be, how many fouls is Washington? Yeah, he's got 5 of his own.
Yes, so we're trading 5 fouls for 5 fouls. And Strings misses that free throw.
I think that tech must have come after the fact, after his reaction to the call of foul. But
Strings goes 2 for 3. 19-point game now.
And the last thing you want to do if you're Coach Leslie is see your team give up even a little bit of this lead.
Hurricanes had a lead as large as 31 points. Edwards, and he couldn't get the ball to go down off the glass as he spun to the basket. Ellis now, he comes up short at the rim. Pace starting to quicken here.
Is it ever?
Poole to Watson, and he'll just hold up here as he waited for Washington to cross the timeline. Hurricanes will get into their half-court set. 10 seconds to shoot. And a foul away from the ball, and it looks like it was drawing that foul is Jordan Washington as he hits the deck.
Did he ever? That was Ed Horton?
He goes down in a heap.
Horton
He's
not
still
happy.
down on the floor. So Horton will pick up the personal. That's his second personal, first team. 10 minutes exactly remaining here, so we got lots of time left, even
Sure do,
though,
yeah.
you know, things look like this game was totally in the books for the Hurricanes in that third quarter, but
Yeah.
they still got some work to do.
Yeah, and we've seen leads like this be chipped away at in fourth quarters, Vince. So no givens.
Washington, the
Washington's good at
spin,
that
put
spin.
back short. Rebound, Poole for three, can't get it to go down, and a rebound by Ellis.
They left Poole wide open there.
So they dodged a bullet there.
Yes, they did. He probably could have taken a couple steps in and still had an open shot. Went for the three, though.
So Poole's call for the foul away from the ball. That's his fourth. Foul starting to pile up now for
Yes,
the
they are.
Hurricanes.
Just look at the numbers here, Vince. Look at how, we were talking about Joel Kindred, how he'd been quiet in the first half. What an efficient game he's had, though, in the third quarter especially. If you look at his numbers, 16 points on 6 field goal attempts. It's fantastic.
He was outstanding in that third, getting into the open floor and converting in transition. So that one goes down for the Titans. Titans chipping away here. And an offensive
my.
foul call on. So Edwards is called for the moving screen. And Mike
Timeout
Leslie
Canes.
wants to talk it over as this 31-point lead
Yeah.
has been dwindled down to 13.
It has, yeah. The Titans have gone on a bit of run of their own. Halifax obviously wasn't able to sustain the momentum. I mean, no one can sustain that kind of momentum forever. But what they've allowed is for the Titans to kind of swing that momentum back in their favor. So now the question is, do they have enough to keep it going and close the game?
And I talked about it when we started this fourth quarter. The first 5 minutes are going to be very important for both of these teams.
Yep.
Hurricanes haven't scored in this fourth quarter, and so still stuck on 83.
Oh, you are correct.
So it's been an interesting second half for both of these teams.
Yes, it has.
It took 6 minutes for the Titans to get their first bucket in the third, where they went down by 31. Now the Hurricanes are having their difficulties offensively, as well as defensively, getting any stops here, as the Titans have climbed back into this game, and now it's a game now once again at 13 points. That's not a lot of points here at the pro game, and there's lots of time remaining in regulation, with 9:09 to be exact, Matt. So what type of things right now do you think Coach Leslie is conveying to his team?
I think he's just saying calm down. I think, what seems to happen, Halifax had a lot of momentum. The guys were really charged up, and everything was going in their favor. And it appears almost like Halifax is trying to keep that energy going, and yet nothing is going in their favor. So sometimes, I think it was a good call by Coach Leslie. Call the timeout, slow everybody down, slow everything down, start running your sets again, and just play your game. Oh, the flex cam.
So here we go. 9:09 in counting remaining here in regulation. Lynn coming out of the timeout. Ellis thought about putting up the three ball. Tighter, he'll put up the jumper from
Wide
15
open.
feet, and he puts it through.
Halifax needs to put together a couple of nice possessions here. Get that swagger back.
Watson trying to back down
Jeez.
Horton,
And no, he was reaching on him.
and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
And that's all right. Why not? Earn your points.
So Horton's third personal, team second. Watson at the line, he makes the first.
Should be 11 for him.
And he hits the second, so his second trip to the free throw line. Watson stays perfect. He's got 12 on 4 for 9 shooting from the field, along with 6 rebounds. So Mike Leslie encouraging to pick up the pace here, get some up-tempo game and get into what they were doing in the third, as they were forcing turnovers and getting opportunities in transition and forcing those tough shots and getting those one and dones. Tighter now, inside the Whitfield. Whitfield's challenged and he throws up a crazy shot. Rebound by Tighter, he can't get the putback to fall. Ellis though, and it looks like Whitfield is in a lot of discomfort right now as he's trying to stay on his feet. And that right ankle looks like it's heavily taped there, man. As you can see, the tape high above the socks, as Whitfield will go to the bench. And that's a huge loss for the Titans.
Well, you see that, I'm not sure why he did what he did. Like, he got bailed out there by Ellis and Tighter grabbing the boards for him, but he had a nice, if he had have gone up straight, even if the ball got swatted, he was probably going to get a foul and a couple free throws.
The challenge came late on the backside by Freeman.
Yeah.
Probably didn't have the confidence enough that he was able to get up and rise.
Maybe.
And able to convert that opportunity, as he looks like he is working on one leg right now.
Yeah.
So Ellis makes the first. Kendrick will check in for the Hurricanes, as Watson will go out, and Ellis makes both. So the Titans continuing to hang around and make this a game. It's a 15-point lead for the Hurricanes.
And they're outscoring Halifax 10-2 right now.
Kendrick almost turns it over. Brown, no good. Tighter with the rebound.
Halifax is not in sync right now like they were.
Lynn for 3, no good. Rebound, Tighter gets it, and that's knocked out of bounds.
Gonna go to the Titans.
As it looked like Clinkscales totally in disagreement there, as he thought that it might have been last touch there by Tighter. Strings down. Ellis, he's forced way outside the three-point line. Gets to the rim though, inside the Tighter. That's rejected on the backside there by Clinkscales.
Great help.
Hurricanes have numbers in the open floor.
Oh, nice.
Freeman with a beautiful show and go, as he gets that one to bank in off the glass.
That's what Halifax needed. Scales with the reach. Looks like Kitchener-Waterloo's trying to run a lot more through the big men. Trying to get Halifax, obviously they know Halifax is in the foul trouble between Washington and Brown.
And it's not going to be efficient inside, and no disrespect to Strings and Tighter. They're not as efficient inside in the painted area.
Yep, you're right.
Like a Flanard Whitfield.
Yep, even Tremar Sutherland, 1 of 7.
We haven't seen Sutherland for a very long time.
Yeah, I don't know if he's hurt
in the third. Well, it's been the second unit that has, gotten the Titans back into this one after being down as much as 31 points. Lynn has played pretty well here in the second half.
Yes, he has.
He's been their best player. So Lynn, he's got 11 now. All of his points have been relatively scored here in the second half, and particularly in this fourth quarter.
I was going to say, we haven't seen a lot of Derek Hall either. He was their points leader right up until the first half.
Going small here are the Titans. Lynn for 3. That's no good. He's definitely having his difficulties from downtown. He's 1 of 6. And that gets an easy run out and lay-in for Freeman in transition. Now, this has been the type of scenario that happened in the third. These one-and-dones, quick rebounds, and quick outlet passes in transition up the floor. North and south, not east and west by the Hurricanes.
That's right, and that's what you can't let happen if you're Kitchener-Waterloo. You're trying to climb back in this game. You can't let Halifax, after you score, you can't let Halifax just cruise up and get the easy points to match you.
Ellis breaks up that 6-0 run by the Hurricanes. Still a lot of heavy lifting left for the Titans. Hurricanes looking to secure win number 3 on the season here. Brown, he spins. That's knocked away. Thought he
He's
might have been fouled, and a double dribble called
Sheesh, didn't see
on
that.
Ed Horton. So we don't see that happen too much
you
in the
don't.
pro game.
No, you don't.
The double dribble.
I was getting as the whistle was blowing, Ramel Brown was talking. I thought he was going to get
He
teed up
thought it
again.
was attacked.
Thought it was coming.
So Shamar Sutherland will check in. Ellis will go out. Mike Leslie wants a timeout with 5:49 remaining. A fresh shot clock. So Canes lead 89-74. Hurricanes are doing what they wanted to do at the start of this game, is try to neutralize the outstanding scoring of the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans offense. They're averaging 107 points a game, and thus far they only have 74.
Yep.
They need an absolute miracle if they're able to get to that 107
Yes, they
and
will.
overcome this deficit.
And Halifax has done a good job of, through defense and steals and stuff like that, and obviously through forcing turnovers, of limiting the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans to 59 field goal shots so far to their 74 for the Halifax Hurricanes. So, yeah, you're right. It's a higher scoring team. If you look at the stats, the first 4 games Kitchener-Waterloo, but they rely on a lot of the on taking a lot of shots, which they're not getting right now.
And a few other games going around the National Basketball League of Canada as they're starting to dance in the aisles here at Scotia Bank Center, and I'm pretty sure they're dancing in the aisles somewhere else. So let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Irving.
Yep, all right, in Moncton, the Magic were able to pull off a win over the St. John's Edge, 80-75. And in Prince Edward Island, right now the Island Storm have a big 14-point lead with 7:38 left in the fourth. They're leading 104-90 over the London Lightning. And just into the second half in Sudbury, the Sudbury 5 down 1 point. Windsor Express holding a 55-54 lead. And of course, the game you're watching right now, the Halifax Hurricanes holding 89-74 lead over the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans.
Man, oh man, I tell you what, that Moncton Magic team off to an outstanding start as Coach Joe Salerno's got the Magic out to a 7-0 run here in the beginning of this season. And they have been very good, and they look good as well, as Freeman knocks down the 3 coming out of the timeout. Just what Coach Mike Leslie drew up.
Yeah, just what he wanted to. Keep the pressure on. Keep the pressure on is what you got to do.
And Freeman's got 20 now. Strings to the rim, and that's bothered by Freeman, but the putback is put away there by Sutherland.
But yeah, Vince, getting back to Moncton, I mean, before the season even started, that first game when Moncton was here, the two of us looked at the roster and said, wow, this is going to be a good team this year. And sure enough, they are.
Yeah, they knocked off the Hurricanes in back-to-back games by an average of 27 points.
Yep.
Freeman, jumper's no good, but this is a different Hurricane team after picking up Ramel Brown and acquiring Gabe Freeman and Robinson Opong.
Oh, certainly.
Tough shot to go down left hand by Ed Horton.
Great finish by Ed Horton.
He wanted the and one. Hurricanes 92-78 now. Titans continuing the fight though. Looking for some resolve here, but lots of work left. Freeman wants to go one-on-one. 10 seconds to shoot. Freeman for 3. That's a tough 3.
Oh,
The putback
nice
is there by Edwards.
Great crash by P.R. Edwards.
Edwards moving without the basketball, was able to tip that one in. And that's what type of night it's been in the second half for the Titans.
Frustrating game for them.
Lynn now to the rim. He's cut off by Brown. Lynn, kick out. Sutherland's got to shoot. 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Nice
and
take.
he banks it in. But it's not coming easy
No, sir.
for the Titans.
Halifax clamped back down on defense there. They were able to make something out of nothing that last go-around where the Titans. It was nice defense.
So
by the
14-point lead. Kindred for 3. Kindred, too strong. Strings with the rebound. 3:30 remaining here in regulation now. Lynn between the legs.
Oh, nice
Backdoor
pass.
cut, Sutherland, and he banks home the reversal.
That was a great cut by Sutherland.
So it's a 12-point game.
Just like that.
Clint Scales. Freeman, and he's called for the charge. You could see it coming. So the Hurricanes getting away from the great ball movement in their half-court sets. A little discombobulated there in that two-man game between Clint Scales and Freeman.
Yeah.
Freeman's called for his fourth personal with 3:01 remaining in regulation. Watson will check in for Kindred, and Poole will check in for Edwards. So Mike Leslie trusting his veteran lineup to pretty much go the rest of the way here unless somebody gets into foul trouble.
I can't say I blame him.
12-point lead. Titans continuing to chip away here. Largest has been 31, blow by and an easy deuce there by Lynn.
They don't get much easier than that for Lynn.
Man, Lynn has been outstanding. Like I said, he's been their best player in the second half.
He's put together some fancy ball handling.
No Flanard Whitfield, so other guys need to step up. Whitfield exits the game with 14 points on 6 of 11 shooting. Brown with the one-handed thunder though, as he's able to get free off the cut.
Throw down Brown.
And Brown has been throwing it down and throwing blocks down as well.
Ooh. Tough defense by Tyrone Watson there.
Watson in transition.
Nice dish.
And Freeman converts. Cavell Johnson is telling his team to play on. 2 minutes now remaining in regulation. Horton on the drive. Horton, that shot is altered. Tighter with the rebound, and the putback is good.
That last couple series by Halifax, I think, might have been the nail in the coffin for the Titans. They were getting close. Halifax able to score a couple easier baskets, and all of a sudden the game looks a little bit further away for these Titans.
And a kick ball on Lynn. It will remain Hurricanes' possession here. 1:37 remaining in regulation. Fans, if you're just joining us, it's been a very good second half for the Hurricanes. They have led as much as 31 points in the third quarter. We're here late in the fourth. They're trying to secure their third win of the season. Clint Scales, that jumper's no good. Rebound by Freeman as he was able to fight off Ellis with one hand. He was able to pick up that rebound. So the Canes will come back here at Scotiabank in less than 24 hours, and they will welcome in for the first time tomorrow afternoon, and that's a 2 o'clock start. We'll welcome in the St. John's Edge as Freeman is fouled, and he goes down, and he'll go to the line to shoot too. So the Edge come in for the first time, and they were the first opponent last season. That was an exciting ball game. Came down to a half-court heave there by Hinkle.
That's right.
It didn't go down, but it was some exciting basketball.
Yeah, it was a great ball.
As Hinkle was outstanding for the Edge, no longer with the Edge this year. Antoine Mason, no longer with the Hurricanes, had an outstanding opening night for the Canes.
Had a great season.
He was a perennial all-star throughout the season, ended up being an all-star, and he was second in MVP voting behind the eventual winner, Carl English of the St. John's Edge.
And he had a fantastic season.
Yes, the Canadian was outstanding. From Newfoundland, native son he is. Ellis's three is no good, and that's an air ball by Ellis. 1:07 left now. Hurricanes are pretty much going to dribble this one out, play out the string here.
That's right. No need to force anything or do anything foolish.
But I tell you what, they get the job done, and we were worried at the top of this broadcast, Matt, what is going to give. Hurricanes came into this game averaging 90 points. The Titans, on the other hand, 107. Will it be the scoring of the Titans or the Hurricanes' ability to play defense and neutralize this explosive offense be part of the storylines? And it was part of the storylines, in particular in that third quarter.
Yeah, that's right. Halifax did a great job of limiting the opportunities that the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans did have, and the opportunities they did have They tried to as difficult as humanly possible, and they have been effective at that.
And they were converting at a high level as they forced 16 turnovers by the Titans.
7 over their season average so far. It's almost doubling their season average.
And you mentioned it several times that this team is, you know, atop of points to a turnovers ratio.
Yep.
And tonight it's been a different story.
Big time, yep.
And the Hurricanes definitely had to take advantage of those turnovers, and they did.
Exactly. I was going to say some of that, you know, a lot of that to do with Halifax's defense. A lot of it to do as well. Kitchener-Waterloo played at times undisciplined and gave the ball up when they obviously should not have.
So Horton knocks down both. So Clint Scales, a difference of 15 seconds on the shot clock and game clock. Hurricanes will win 3 straight as they started the season 0-2, going down to defeat of that very tough Moncton Magic team, who has, as of yet, have lost a game as they start the season 7-0. But nevertheless, the Canes get their third, a very important win tonight, as they will welcome in tomorrow afternoon the St. John's Edge. So shot clock violation, but this one is in the books. Turn the lights out, the party's over.
But give Kitchener-Waterloo credit, Vince. They scored 20. They outscored Halifax 28-17 in that final quarter.
They never gave up.
No, they did not.
You got to give credit to Gravel Johnson's team. They entered the fight in the second half without their best player in Bernard Whitfield, but the Hurricanes get the job done, and that's what is most important here as they defeat the Titans 100-88. So, for my broadcast partner Matt Elliott and the Silver Vision crew, I'm Vince Williams saying so long from Halifax.